brothers and sisters in the risen Lord, Christmas season 05/01/2024. Jesus becomes to those who find him not only prophet, priest and king, but also counselor, friend and brother, said by J.R. Thompson. Jesus called Nathanael as the true Israelites. Nathanael had the spirit of Israel or Jacob. D. Young, the scripture scholar, thus illustrate who a true Israelite was. Some are Israelites only by appearance. Israelites according to the flesh, perhaps, yet therefore Israelites indeed. And Israelites indeed is like Israel. Israel is the man of two names, Jacob to begin with and Israel afterwards. We must look at him in all the scenes of his life. Jacob at Bethel must be specially considered. All that later wrestling till the breaking of the day. On that occasion, Jacob was resolved. With him it was now or never. He had a blessing to get that meant salvation and prosperity, and therefore, as a drowning man grabbed the rope, he grabbed the only being who could give that blessing. That was how Israel got his name, entered into his privilege, and became an example to us. And Israel indeed is the one who wrestles with the giver of spiritual blessings, one who has known long agonies of the heart, one who has toiled with the storm, crying and tears. If only he might get the blessing of a conscience underfilled, a heart perfectly subjected to the will of God. In today's gospel, we heard about the further calling of another set of disciples, Philip and Nathanael. Let us note the call of Philip. Philip was from Bethsaida, place of hunting and fishing. Although he bears a Greek name, he was a Jew. Jesus found Philip and called him to be his disciples. Andrew found Christ because of John the Baptist, Peter because of his brother Andrew, but Christ found Philip. Jesus has different ways of calling different people. Some he calls it directly, some through others, but he is never chained to one way. Each one of us may have our way to Christ. None may be the same, yet all the ways are determined by him. St. Paul encountered Christ when he was breathing hatred and death for Christians. St. Augustine found Christ because of his mother's prayers, but God chose St. Thomas Aquinas to be his instruments from his mother's womb. The call that Christ gave to Philip was, "Follow me." It was a command that Christ gave to Philip. No preface, or explanation, or promise, or assurance, was given to him. He was to cast his lot with Christ immediately. He was commanded to follow Christ as a servant follows his master, obeying his master's will and doing his bidding with all his heart. Every Christian must follow Christ, listening to his teaching, conforming one's life and conduct to his commands and treading in his footprints. The call of Nathanael. Nathanael was from Cana, and his name meant God has given. He is often identified with Bartholomew. Philip, having come to know Christ, immediately set to seek Nathanael and acquainted him about Jesus. When we know Jesus and come to believe in him, we must endeavor to spread his name and his glory to others. When Philip said that he had found the one about whom Moses in the law and the prophets have written about, Nathanael objected and said, "Can anything good come from Nazareth?" Nathanael was right that no prophet was ever expected from Nazareth, because nowhere in the Bible it was mentioned that a prophet would come from Nazareth. Nathanael knew his Bible well. Moses had assigned Judah as the place of the great prophet, and the other prophets had predicted Bethlehem as the Messiah's birthplace. But Nathanael was ignorant of the real nature of Jesus. His ignorance was the cause of his prejudice. Although Jesus was from Nazareth, he was born at Bethlehem in Judah. Nathanael's objection, Philip only replied, "Come and see. To know Jesus, one must personally encounter him." Our prejudices and our ignorance would vanish when we come to Jesus face to face. When Nathanael met Jesus, Jesus revealed his omniscience. He revealed to him, Nathanael, that he knew him even before Philip called him. Jesus knows us better than we know ourselves. He knows who we are and what our needs are. It is He who had formed us, and it is He who will fulfill our needs. To pray for this grace in this Eucharistic sacrifice, may God bless you all.